Good morning and welcome to Times Square today. I'm your host, Zach Viscomi. We are sitting at the heart of Times Square in Manhattan, and I'm joined by a very special guest today, Joe Thigpen. Joe, so glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Joe, you were telling me, and I know a lot of what you do, kind of working in the IT services and cybersecurity and everything, but why don't you tell our viewers a little bit more about what it is that you really do in your business?
DataGroup Technologies is a cybersecurity and IT solutions provider. We've been doing IT for 21 years, and now we are a predominant player in the cybersecurity market. We are a team of about, say, 200 professionals. And so companies come to us, small to medium businesses, let's say companies with less than 500 computers and users will come to us to augment their IT services to us, because it's not cost effective for them to employ 200 IT professionals.
You know, I know this about you. Obviously, you did 20 years as a U.S. Army paratrooper. I'm a Marine Corps veteran myself.
Or hoorah, right?
And you know, fundamental in the Marine Corps and in the military in general and all over the place is really, you know, having that mission. I mean, having all your key players and everybody aligned with that mission. And so tell me a little bit more, as you were discussing earlier, about what your mission is and the vision for where you're going.
Sure. Well, you know, in the military, we had specialties, right? You know, you had folks in charge and each person had their own specialty. Well, when I started this company 20 years ago, it was more about providing IT services and IT management, right? Today, fast forward 21 years, we are now at a whole different level, right? Cybersecurity's changed, IT's changed, and the risk is so large to businesses to not be up to par on their IT that we're having to sit down with key stakeholders, CEOs, IT directors, and have business conversations, right? My mission is to educate. My vision is for every business owner to walk away from that conversation understanding how their business ties directly into IT, or how IT ties into their business, right?
And that's got to be really important too, I imagine, as you're working with these small to medium businesses and stuff. A lot of times the business owner is just kind of passing off the baton to somebody else on their team to take care of the IT stuff. But you're coming at it from a very different approach of really having to educate those key stakeholders, as you said, and the impact that has in their business, I bet, is exponential.
Oh, absolutely. Up until cybersecurity really became a thorn, businesses would hire an IT guy and say, you take care of IT, don't talk to me about it, right? Don't want to know anything about it.
Right.
Well, now it impacts the business so greatly, you know, one cyber attack, ransomware, for instance, can take down an entire corporation. It's important for us to educate the stakeholders.
We were talking about this a little bit offset, and you were telling me about a client in particular, you know, and kind of the journey that you walked them through and the experience that they had. And so can you share that story with our viewers?
Sure.
Here today?
As I said, my job is to educate. And I love it. I love to see when the light bulb comes on for a key executive when he sees how important IT is. So, you know, a good example is we did a risk assessment for a company, and we were presenting our findings. And during that, the IT director was there, the CFO, CEO, all the key players were there. And as we evaluated, as we presented our findings on their backup and disaster recovery solution, we pointed out that, hey, okay, if you were to get hit by ransomware today, your business would be down for 5 to 7 days.
Wow.
For a rebuild. Now, they had great backup strategy in place, but the IT staff had not relayed to the CEO what that downtime would look like, right?
Right.
So immediately, eyes opened up, questions came out, and we immediately changed their strategy so that now 4 hours would be the max they would be down after a disaster.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know, so it's just about setting expectations.
Yeah. That's such a key thing that you brought up here that I want to bring out to our audience too, is that what people don't think about a lot of times, just because we don't know as business owners what exactly all those details mean, but it's like you have one attack or one thing that happens and you've got to shut down your whole system.
Right.
That's 5 to 7 days of not doing business is detrimental, and that's what you were saying is right. It could really have a catastrophic effect on a business, and you switch that to 4 hours.
Oh, exactly.
That's revolutionary. That's
well, you have to remember that every 13 seconds a business is hacked in the U.S.
Wow.
Every 13 seconds. So it's no longer is it a matter of if you're going to get hacked or compromised, it's a matter of when. So you have to have contingencies in place for that. And that takes a good sound strategy. What it also takes is a right people to advise those stakeholders, right? A young IT guy with a 4-year degree out of college, he's not really qualified to do that. That takes a CIO and a CSO, Chief Security Officer, to make those kind of calls for a business. You know?
Yeah, I imagine. And that's
Absolutely.
exactly where you can step in now, very different from when you started your business, but now with 21 years of experience and growing,
Oh,
you
absolutely.
can really bring that whole nother level of business strategy and security
Right.
to the conversation.
We've pretty much seen it all.
Yeah,
So we
I
know
imagine.
so we know what to protect against, right?
Yeah.
But the one of the key things that we do is risk assessments for a business, right? So even if a company has their own IT department, it's good to have a third party, another set of eyes come into your business and say, all right, look, here's how we evaluate your IT strategy and your security strategy, and then you present that findings to the stakeholders, and they can make good informed decisions from that point on, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's a big thing there, right? Because I imagine when you're working with these businesses, they believe, oh, I've already got an IT department, I've already got these solutions. But like you said, it's like when you got the same set of eyes looking at over and over again, there's just things you miss. In some cases, you can come in and be that IT department for companies that don't have it.
That's right.
But for companies that do, it's a collaboration, right? You're not trying to replace anybody, but you can come alongside and really help them.
Exactly. We can augment them, we can advise them, or we can do the whole job for them.
That's cool.
Because we have the team to do it.
Right. If somebody were to try to get in contact with you and they wanted to find out more about how that could work for their business, what would be the best way to reach out?
Easiest way is to go to our website. It's www.dtinetworks.com. There's plenty of forms. You just punch your information in there, somebody will contact you. You just tell us whether you want to talk about IT or you want to talk about security.
And I ask everybody this question because, bringing in experts like yourself from all over the world in so many different industries, I'm just curious, what would be your one piece of advice to our viewers today and how they could thrive in today's market?
Protect the business, protect the assets, and the only way to do that is to take a good hard look at what you're doing now and make sure it's the right thing.
Yeah.
And we can help with that.
Well, thank you for your service, both to our country and to your clients. I just really appreciate you being on the show today and sharing with everybody the importance of having a security team and an IT services team. So thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank all of you for tuning in to another episode of Times Square Today.